Do you have 5 minutes? Really, just even a little less than 5 minutes. So often today, when we turn on the news, all we hear about are challenges and problems and politics and so much more. But there is good news that is happening around this world. There are people who have really done some magnificent and wonderful things, and they largely go unnoticed. I want to tell you about one, but first, let me read this passage of Scripture for you. Listen to these words from 1 John 3:16-18. This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. If anyone has material possessions and sees a brother or sister in need but has no pity on them, how can the love of God be in that person? Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. This past Christmas, a Chick-fil-A up in Wisconsin was having some activities and whatnot for their employees, which is normal. I mean, that happens. Gosh sakes, it's Christmas. But in either case, they had a raffle with their employees, and in the raffle, the employees had the opportunity to win a car. I think it was a used car, but still, to have the opportunity to win a car. Well, it turned out that a 17-year-old girl won the car. She was so excited. It was absolutely magnificent. But you see, there was a 19-year-old gal who had recently moved from all places, Hawaii, to Wisconsin. And she was going to work every day in the cold and in the snow. However, she was riding a bicycle because she could not buy a car. Imagine riding a bicycle in the snow and the cold and the ice when you're from Hawaii. Add to this, it sometimes took her up to 2 hours round trip to go to and from work. But yet she was known for being dedicated and for being a great employee, and everybody liked working with her. The 17-year-old girl did not need to think long and went over to this 19-year-old gal who was struggling with just a bicycle to get to and from work and gave her the car. Imagine that, a 17-year-old girl who just got a car of her own, giving it away to someone who had a greater need for it. And guess what? The gal who got it was absolutely thrilled. And you can imagine she broke into tears and so much more, simply because she will no longer have to ride a bicycle in the cold and the snow and the ice to get to work at a fairly low-wage job. Scripture teaches us that if we truly have faith, if we truly have God living in us, if we're Christian, we need to help other people. Now, if we don't have the resources, that's one thing. But what the Scripture says from 1 John is, if we have the resources and somebody else is struggling, let's see what we can do to help them. Let's see what we can do to make a difference in their lives. Probably most of us are not in a position to give a car away to somebody else. But there may be times when we can see somebody who is struggling and we have the resources and can help them. There are times when they just need a hand up, not a handout. May you and I as Christians look for opportunities where we can make a difference in the lives of others. And you know what? If you need somebody to teach you, think of that 17-year-old girl that worked for Chick-fil-A up in Wisconsin. And may we learn something from that young lady. Have a wonderful week, and God bless you.